welcome back to my channel and welcome back for a new video. Just firstly want to say that I really hope everyone's doing okay. I know this lockdown has been definitely the hardest, hasn't it? So I'm just sending my love and I just hope you're alright. By the way, I've got fake tan on and I've washed my hair and I feel like a brand new person today. Because I'm having a good day, I thought this is the perfect day to do my About Me video and get back on YouTube. I've literally filmed this video so many times. Are you going to focus, Canon, or what? So I've literally filmed this video once or twice already. The last time it went on for well over an hour. So I'm not going to do that today. I put a post out on my Instagram and I asked people to send in some questions to ask me about anything about home, wedding, work, business, makeup, skin, like anything. So I put that out there and I've got loads of questions here. So I'm basically going to reel off some of these, but I have tried to like categorize them a little bit so that it sort of like makes sense, because some of the questions were really similar. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, so sorry if this keeps slipping. Is this the right? This is the jumper. I've had this for ages, just haven't really worn it. Nice, isn't it? I love an off the shoulder. I feel like off the shoulder's my thing. You're rambling, shut up. This is my problem. I talk too much and then I think, oh my god, I've literally got to edit this. It's going to take me so long. Okay, are we comfortable? I don't have a cup of tea, I'm really annoyed. Yeah, get yourself a cup of tea because this is probably going to be a good 15-20 minute video. Okay, right, where should we start? So I'm going to start with like businessy questions. Anything about your business, your beauty business? How did you start? How do you grow, etc. What else we got on here? Everything about your beauty business, Instagram, your reels. Can you tell us some editing? Yeah, so they're pretty much similar sort of questions. Okay, business. I started my business in December 4 years ago. It'll be 5 years this year. It's crazy. Let me just take you back to the start though. I always knew from a very young age that I was going to be in the beauty industry or like hair beauty industry. I knew it was going to be one of those. I was edging more towards beauty, but I actually started training as a hairdresser. I was 14 years old. I actually left school. Well, I didn't leave school fully. I went to school on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I went to college on a Thursday and I went to work on a Friday. So that was really nice for me. So my last 2 years at school, that's when I done that. I chose to go on the programme. I asked to be on it just because I knew school wasn't for me. I struggled to concentrate. You know, I've obviously got an entrepreneurial, creative mind. So trying to focus, like I wasn't disruptive and I wasn't naughty at school. I just couldn't concentrate. That's where I really struggled because I just had other things on my mind, and I just remember the teacher would be up there talking and I'd just be like daydreaming about other stuff, and then it would come to doing the work and I'm like, oh shit, I haven't listened to a single thing they've said. I'm thinking about 100 other things, you know? It's kind of like that for me. So that's where I really struggled at school. I just didn't have the concentration. I couldn't do it at school. I don't know if this is a normal thing now, but I actually changed our lessons. So our lessons used to be about 40-45 minutes long and there'd be 5 lessons a day. So then our school changed and they started doing lessons for over an hour, but then 3 lessons a day. So like one of my days, I remember it being scheduled maths, English, science, and it was like an hour and 40 minutes, that's it. They were an hour and 40 minutes long with 2 breaks in between. That to me was absolute hell. Oh, I know an hour and 40 minutes isn't that long, but when you're that age, do you know what I mean? I just couldn't, that was so painful for me. So this is why I ended up going on to the hairdressing course. That got me out, it got me being creative, doing other stuff that I actually was interested and wanted to do. So that's where I went and done hairdressing, juggling school and college and work. So that was crazy for me, but oh, it taught me so much. You know, like being in a working environment when you're 14 years old is, I've always had that like I want a salon, or I want to be in, you know, hair and beauty, and I want my own business and I'm gonna have that one day. I always had that from such a young age. Then I applied for Off and Do Beauty, and I don't know what it was, but they did say when, you know, it came to applying that literally everyone applies to be a beautician. So many, they get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of applications, and they can only allow a certain amount of people to get in. So I was denied entry. I didn't get a position. They went by my reports, my school reports, even though I'd completed hairdressing like level 1 and level 2, they still didn't, it meant nothing basically. It was almost like you're put into a bowl and your name's picked out whether you get a position in college or not basically. So I didn't get offered a position and I just wouldn't have it. I was like, I'm not having this. This is what I want to do. This is what I've been doing for 2 years. You know, I'd been in hairdressing and everything and working, and I've worked so hard. So I literally begged them. I was like, please, there's nothing more in the world I want to do than train to be a beautician. And I just proved it to them basically. I demanded a meeting with the head of hair and beauty at Colchester Institute. I was so ballsy. You just gotta go for it, haven't you? I proper went for it, and I was like, no, I'm not letting them not accept me. Like, they are having me and I'm getting on this course. So yeah, I had the meeting with the head of hair and beauty down at Colchester Institute, and I got a place. So I should have gone straight on to doing level 2. They didn't have room for me, so they put me on level 1. So that was so annoying because I'd done level 1 in hairdressing, which is all basically like health and safety and reception work and stuff like that. I'd already done all of this in hair. I should have gone straight on to level 2 beauty, but they didn't have room for me on level 2, so they put me on level 1. Which was so annoying. Like, level 1 doesn't even exist anymore, I don't think. Such a frustrating year because you don't really do much. Sit on reception, take phone calls, take bookings, all the boring stuff, loads of health and safety. I even had to set up for the level 2s, like that's part of it. Like, you're literally an assistant, that's all you are for a whole year. I've done this like twice over now. Anyway, I accepted it. I was like, fine, whatever, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to have the job that I wanna have. So yeah, so then went off, done my level 1. Again, found it, I mean, even though I was interested in it, we still had to do like ICT, listened to all of it, but still my attention span was just really struggled. I smashed like practical work and practical assignments and everything, but my actual paperwork side of things and the paperwork assessments and everything really struggled. I've just always struggled. I'm just not that person. The quicker they get their work done, the quicker they get passed off, and then they progress on to the next level. And that's just how it worked. Again, I was just really slow with like completing everything and getting everything finished and finalised and handed in. But I didn't automatically progress. It basically meant that I did my level 1. I didn't progress on to level 2, so I had to take an entire year out. But I thought I'm still not giving up. I was like, fine, whatever. I'll take a year out. I took myself off to work. So I was about 17 at this point. I went and got a job at Topshop, went and got a job in a hairdresser's, and I took a whole year out just doing a bit more hairdressing. And then I reapplied for level 2 beauty a year later, got accepted, nice and easy. That was all fine. And I was one of the last to complete the course and get everything finished and signed off, so I didn't progress on to level 3, which was really annoying. It is kind of like first come, first serve. Whoever finishes first gets to go on to the next level, so it just sucked for me basically. I was just a bit slow. Okay, so I took another year out, was not going to give up. I thought, I've got everything I need to go off and be a beautician now, but I want to be the best beautician. Like, because in level 3 it's more like body stuff, and I knew I was never going to get into any treatments like that, but because it's just not my thing. I'm more of like facial, like I knew I wanted to do makeup, brows, you know, like instant things like that, not really like massages and stuff. But anyway, that's what like level 3 basically is more like body treatments. But I thought, whatever, I want the full qualification, I want to be the best of the best, I want to be fully qualified, I want everything. I took myself off another year out, which I had to do. I'm not going to give up. I went back and I applied for level 3. I got in, but unfortunately this took me over the age of 19. So if you're 19 or over and you go onto an adults course and you've previously done the level, so where I'd already done level 1, 2 hairdressing, that meant I already had those qualifications plus level 1 and 2 beauty qualifications. I had too many qualifications basically for my age. I had to pay for my course. Typical. Anyway, to be able to pay for the course, I had a job at a call centre. I got a job on Benefit doing makeup, so at least that was like related to it. So I started working at Benefit, which is where I really got into like makeup. It was really good for me. Completed my level 3 at college, and yeah, once I've completed that, I stayed working at Benefit for a little bit. I knew they weren't the #1 like makeup brand like MAC At that time, MAC was the #1 brand to work for in makeup. So a position come up for a Christmas temp job at MAC in London at Selfridges, and I applied for it. Didn't think in a million years I'd get it. I ended up having 7 interviews. I even turned up for an interview and the lady wasn't there one day. Like, my luck has just been shit with anything to do with like work. So anyway, through all those interviews, that interview process was the hardest thing I've ever been through. You have to, they literally hand you something, they're like, sell this. It's like a phone or a pen, and you're like, you have to pretend it's a makeup product. So I got through the whole interview process and I got a temp Christmas job at Selfridges. I done so well that they actually kept me on and offered me a full-time position. I was the only person out of the Christmas temps to be offered that position. So that takes me on to like my makeup journey. It's quite crazy actually thinking about it. I worked in London for about 5 years in total. So I worked at MAC, Selfridges for about 3 years. Left, I went traveling. I just got to a point where everything got a little bit too much for me. The commute, the hours, the very long hours. My commute to Selfridges was 2 hours door to door, and that just got on top of me. And I literally just one day, I rang my area manager. I was like, I can't do this anymore, I've just got to go. I had £600 in the bank. That covered my flight ticket, a one-way ticket to Australia, and I was gone. I sold my car, so that gave me a bit of a cash flow for when I got to Australia. But I literally went with like a one-way ticket and absolutely nothing else. A bit of money and nothing else. My friend was living in Australia at the time, so I managed to stay with her, which was good. But then I ended up staying there I worked in Sydney for about 3 months, and then I ended up traveling. So I was away in total for 6 months in the end. It was so weird because when I had like a leaving thing, everyone's like, she's gonna be back in like 2 weeks, and I ended up staying away for like 6 months. So yeah, so that was amazing. That was such an amazing experience. I feel like I've proper lived my life traveling, you know. I love traveling so much. I love seeing the world. One thing I've always done is I've always had a 5-year plan, always stuck to it. So even when I was 14, I was like, I'm getting qualified by the time I'm like 20, and I did. And then when I hit like 20, I was like, I want to see the world, back for myself, start a business. Yeah, but my main thing was like travel, see the world, and like live my life. So that's what I went and done. I went and lived in Greece for a bit, travelled all around Australia, done the whole East Coast. I went to Fiji by myself. I went to New Zealand by myself as well. When I was in New Zealand, that's when I'd done a skydive and a bungee jump, which was crazy. I can't even believe I'd never be able to do any of these things now, by the way. It's like 10 years ago. I'm so glad I did though. I just had something in me. I had fire in me that was just like, I've got these 5-year plans and I just want to smash all of them. So I went off and done that. As soon as I got back from Australia, I had a couple months here just working, doing a little bit of beauty. I rented a room out for a few months, done a little bit of beauty and makeup then. I went off to Africa. I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, which was incredible. It's the biggest achievement of my life so far, I'd say. Reaching the top, this the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, but what an achievement that I can actually say that I've done that. So I did that. We also done a bit of traveling around Africa. I've been to Tanzania, I went to Zanzibar, Nairobi. It was amazing. We went on safari. It was really, really incredible. So many like traveling stories to tell. I could literally sit here and talk about it all day, but I'm not going to ramble on. This video is already like 15 minutes long. My traveling side of things and like training, that took me up to when I met Luke. So then I met just before I went to Africa, actually. The beginning stages of our like relationship. Remember, my phone bill was absolutely massive when I got back from Africa because I just kept ringing him. Like even up the mountain I got signal. He kept me going, so but I missed him so much. But anyway, so as soon as I got back from Africa, I was like, I still want to travel. Got back from Africa in the September, and the following January, Luke and I went traveling around America. We did Vegas, LA, San Francisco, Florida. Insane as well. It was such a good trip, and that was right at the beginning of our like relationship as well. So it was really nice to spend like every single day together for such a, well, we went away for a month. So yeah, I fitted all my traveling dreams into the space of literally like 2 years, I think. So that kind of ticked off that like goal for me. Like, as much as I still want to see the world and I have really nice holidays and stuff now, that's how I'm gonna do it. Fully qualified, that was ticked off. I'd worked in London for years and years and years, that was ticked off. At this point, I'd worked in London for about 3 years. I had my little breakdown. I left, done all my traveling. Then me and Luke wanted to live together. So I reapplied at Mac. I ended up going back to Mac in Stratford and working there for another 2 years. So that was my like 5 years working in London, basically. That was an experience. I miss my Mac family so much. That was so good. And I think that's where I really learnt my makeup skills, was from working at Mac. A lot of people say to me, do you go to Mac College? And you don't. There's no Mac College. When you work at Mac, you go on something called basic training, which is very basic. It teaches you like colour theory and just very basic makeup skills, and you're there for a full week, Monday to Friday, and yeah, it's such a fun experience, but it's nothing in depth. It's only when you get out there and you're on the counter and you're helping people and you're picking up the product and using it that you really learn about it and you pick up your skills. Like, that's where I've literally learned everything. I learned everything off my colleagues, like off everyone I worked with. That's genuinely where I picked up everything. I'm from working in makeup for such a long time. Mac do a program where you get certifications though, so they basically build you up and you have certain levels. So I did actually complete all of my certifications, and when you get to the top and the last one, you do actually get opportunities to do like photo shoots and work on films and all stuff like that. So it is something that they do push you to achieve, and everyone wants their certification basically, and it means you do more. So like, if you do your first one, you're then allowed to go and do someone's eye makeup, or someone can book in for eye makeup with you on the counter. Or if you get your second certification, you can do a 30-minute appointment. If you get your third certification, you can do an hour-long appointment or a lesson. So it gets you off counter, it gets you doing makeup, it gets people booking in with you. The only thing I struggled with there is they used to book me in back to back, and you still had to help people in the shop as well at the same time. Like, if I'm there doing someone's makeup and someone says, excuse me, can you just grab me this mascara, I'd have to go and get it for them. That was really hard. It was so full on, and being in London, like central London as well, you can imagine we were the busiest counter. It was crazy. It was just such a crazy full-on environment. You didn't get a minute to breathe, and it was hard work. You're on your feet all day, you're talking all day. A huge learning experience for me, and I'm so glad I did it, and I worked in that environment and I learned so much, and it has built me into the person I am today and the business that I have. I ended up becoming a coordinator at Mac, which basically meant I run the daily diary. I ended up organising everyone's days out, organising the appointments out, taking the bookings, like all stuff like that. So that was really cool. I was a coordinator in my final year working at Mac, and it was then that I was like, right, I'm ready to start my business now. Like, I've got all the credentials I need, I've got the experience, done a lot of things that I want to do in my life, and I've achieved quite a lot. All the experience, I've got my qualifications, now got a bit of like business knowledge behind me, and I felt really ready. It was just taking that leap of faith, which was terrifying. I've done bridal makeup always, and it was always like a sideline thing for me. I'd just take the odd one if I had the weekend free or not. And then that started to get crazy busy. And it got to the point where when I was at Mac, I was literally paying girls to do my shifts so I could have the day off to do a wedding. I was technically working 5 days at Mac, but paying a girl to do my shift, I'd have to cover her shift, so still 5 days at Mac, and also do like 2 free weddings a week as well. And I'd done that for about 6 months. So that's when I really realised, okay, this is the time. I just need to bite the bullet and make some changes in my life now. I dropped my days down to 3 days at Mac, and it just still was too much. I won a wedding makeup award, and that completely blew my business up. Things just went crazy for me from there. Entering the awards definitely like boosted my business. I started to really work on my social media as well at the time, and everything was just like gradually building up. It's never just been an overnight thing for me. It's always built up. So then I dropped down to 3 days. It got too much. The commute was too much. My hours were ridiculous when I worked at Mac, and getting the train, you know, 2 hours before I start my shift. 7:30 in the morning, my morning shift start, and my late nights finished at 11 o'clock at night. So 2 hours on top of those, yeah, it was, it was a lot. You've just got to do what you've got to do though. Looking back now, I physically am like, how on earth did I do that? And how did I have a life? How did I see Luke? How did I see my friends and family? Like, I have given up so much to do what I do, but it's all paid off now. I'm 30 years old and bought an incredible house myself, well, with Luke. But we've bought an incredible house. I work from home. I've got my beautiful studio. I work whatever hours I want to work. I have holidays when I want a holiday for however long I want to go for. It's really good. It's been hard, and you know, like when I left Mac, I took on every single job I could get, and that meant doing about 80 weddings a year. Now I've hit 30, I think I'm finally learning to balance. Like, although you've got to do what you've got to do when you are at the beginning of your career, balance it out, because that's one thing I didn't do. But now I'm really learning the balance. I'm learning looking after myself, having time off and relaxing is really important, and I wouldn't be able to do what I do now if I don't have them days off of social media and just watching a film one afternoon, having a bath at night. Like, all these things really do make a huge difference to how you achieve. That's really important. That's definitely what I'd say. But anyway, so that's basically got me to where I am today. I've been rambling again, aren't I? I'm probably not even going to post this friggin' video because I've been talking too much. I hope that's given you a bit of a background about me and how I've managed to achieve all my qualifications and go travelling and build a business. That's basically how I done it. So yeah, it's taken 15 years, would you believe, to do everything, but here I am, and I'm still very young. I've still got my whole life ahead of me. I've achieved so much, but I honestly feel like I'm only at the beginning of it now, and I feel like I've got such a exciting like journey ahead of me, and I literally cannot wait. I've got so many plans and goals, and sticking to that 5-year goal plan has really worked for me. So my plan from 20 to 25 was to travel, see the world, start my business. I did it. My plan from 25 to 30 was to buy a house, work from home. I've done it. And now my next goal for 30 to 35 is to open my academy, which I'm so like, thank you so much for all your messages and comments, and I was completely blown away the other day when I posted it. It was weird for me because I've been doing my training and my assessments, and it's been painful. It's been, like I said in the beginning, I really struggle with concentration, and I still do now. At 30, I still struggle with all of that now, and it felt like I was back at school. I had to really listen, concentrate, I had to study, I had to learn all these new skills. I was completely out of my comfort zone again. And then I achieved this qualification and I passed, and I was like, I told Luke, and I was like, I've passed, I've done it. I didn't really feel anything. And then he was like, let's celebrate. And I was like, oh, not really in the mood. As soon as my certificates come through, and I posted that post the other day on my social media, and like all the messages and saying what an inspiration I am and everything, it was just, it really hit me. I just couldn't stop crying. I literally cried on and off for a couple of hours that night. Like, I was reading people's comments and I had to come off of it because I just kept crying. It's really hit me now, and I'm like, oh my god, I've actually achieved that, and this is happening. I feel like I'm really ready to do this now. Like, this is the next step in my career, and I'm so excited to be able to help other people achieve their dreams. I've still got so many plans, so many goals, and I'm just really excited, and I can't wait. And yeah, hopefully, obviously I've got other plans to like get a dog, finish our home renovations. That was another question I had actually about the house. The renovations are coming along nicely. We're nearly done upstairs, so I'm going to post a bit of a catch-up update video to do with the house next week, so keep an eye out for that one. So yeah, that's all happening, and that's my next 5-year plan. I'm not going to plan any further ahead than that. Obviously, to get married as well. This is one question. I've had a few come up actually about the wedding. And can your wedding go ahead? Where is your wedding? What makeup you'll be having? What makeup? How are you doing your makeup? Are you doing your own makeup? You got your dress? Oh gosh. Okay, so quickly just go over the wedding thing, and then I'll update you with the house next week. And I think I've covered quite a lot there, haven't I? Oh, just quickly going back to the academy though, there's going to be tons on there. So in social media workshops, how to build a website, build your social media. I'm gonna have all like courses and stuff like that on there as well. It's not just gonna be loads of like makeup and beauty treatments. It's gonna be a lot of businessy stuff as well, like how I run my business, like really in-depth thorough courses as well, and like masterclasses. I might even get into podcasts, I don't know yet. Like the possibilities are endless for it. So yeah, it's gonna take me the good part of this year to get going, so I'm definitely not going to rush it. It's not going to be something that's just going to happen. I really want to put everything I've got into it, so I'm focusing on it for the entire year basically. And yeah, I'm very excited. It's coming and it's happening, and I can't wait, and it is gonna be amazing. I might even do a separate video like it, 'cause when I get a bit further on with it, because I've got to pass my assessor's qualification yet anyway, stuff like that. But once I've got to that point, I think I'll do another video and explain how the academy is going to work and how I'm going to run it and all stuff like that. Just quickly cover a couple more business points, because some people have said to me about social media and how I've grown my business. So I did really want to cover that actually in this video. Don't put yourself down if you don't grow overnight. Nobody grows overnight, and if they do, then they've bought their followers, because nobody gains 500 followers overnight. But don't put yourself down about it. I get messages all the time and people are like, I've literally got 400 followers. 400 followers is a lot of people. Like, imagine sitting in a room, I always say this, imagine sitting in a room with 400 people. Like, would you actually be able to talk to them? Or like, I've only got 300 subscribers on my YouTube channel. 300 people is a lot of people that are watching me and watching my videos, and some of my, well, a lot of people that watch my videos haven't subscribed to my channel. So I've got videos that have had 3-4k views. Like, that's so many friggin' people. Just don't put yourself down, and please don't buy followers. I have invested money into online courses, and that is where to put your money into. All of the courses that I've done online, they all say do not do it, because basically what you're doing is when you buy your following, although you've got a number there, which is a good number, and will probably, it's hard with Instagram because you sort of look at someone's profile and you think, oh, they must be good because they've got 5,000 followers. That's not the case. Like, content is everything, and engaging with people as well. So just being active on your social media consistently. Consistency, engaging, and posting really good content is your 3 main things. Like, don't worry about your followers will come. Anyway, so I've done these business courses, and literally they all say do not buy your followers, because what that basically does is that blocks you. So let's say I've got 300 followers and then I buy 500 followers, that's 800 followers. You're buying 500 fake followers, which aren't real accounts. They're not interested in what you're doing. They don't care what you have to say. They're not watching you. They're not seeing your profile. They are blocking your 300 followers from seeing you, because that's how algorithms and everything works. So it's really easy to see if someone's got a fake following, because you just go onto their like reels or whatever, and if they've got 5,000 followers but they've only got 100 views on their video, that will basically tell you. Why would you want that for yourself as well? Like, it's embarrassing. Like, I just wouldn't ever want that for my business. I want genuine people there, but I want a business there. It's not a business otherwise, because if it's fake, then who am I talking to? I wouldn't sell anything. I wouldn't make any money. So it's just a way to think about it. But just slowly, just keep going with it, keep at it, and you'll be surprised how much you will grow. Get involved with local businesses, collaborate, do giveaways, just be active, but enjoy it. I really enjoy making reels, I enjoy making makeup videos, and I put a lot of effort into them, and they take ages, and some days I feel like, oh my god, I've wasted a day. But then it's content for my Instagram, which is part of my job, which is building my business, which is growing my following, and it all builds up. And that's all I can say, really. That's all I do, but I make sure I enjoy it. I make sure it doesn't feel like a chore and it doesn't feel like work. It used to, when I was trying to work like 9 hours a day plus look after my social media, but now I'm incorporating my social media into my business hours, and it's just, yeah, it's just gonna work great for me. I had another message on here asking me how I deal with copycats. I get messages quite a lot. I have put stuff on my social media before from people that have copied me and you know, do stuff that I'm doing. It is very frustrating and it's disheartening. It sucks, basically. It's really annoying when you have someone, especially local as well, and when within your same catchment area, are doing exactly the same thing as you. The only thing I can say about that is that they are one step behind you, and they always will be. And the thing is, I don't do it purely because if you've got someone that, like, in your area, chances are whoever follows me also follows them, because it's the same interest, it's the same industry. This is how I see it. So if they're following me and them, they're gonna see that I'm doing everything first, and that's just embarrassing on the other person's part, and that's exactly why I don't do it. I don't ever want to come across as someone who's following someone else or copying anyone else. I thrive from like new ideas and new business ideas and progressing and building my business. I get ideas from Pinterest, from completely other types of business, not even in the beauty industry. Like, that's where I collect everything from and come up with my ideas. My ideas come to me at night, so people say to me, like, how do you come up with new ideas? And one thing for me, which is a really good tip, is to have a notepad by your bed, because if you're anything like me, my ideas come to me at night, very late at night, when I'm laying in bed and I have nothing else to think about and my mind is doing mental things and just won't stop. So I started writing ideas down, and yeah, and then you sort of build upon them ideas and grow them and change them, research, and then do your own thing, put your own spin on it. That's all I've got to say about it. So how I deal with copycats, I just ignore them and I don't worry about them, and I live my life and I carry on doing what I'm doing. Because the trouble is, if you worry about other people, they are absorbing your energy, and that is energy you could be putting into something for your business and yourself, and don't do it. That will make you miserable. So this is why I'm such a happy, like, person. I've learned not everyone's gonna like you, not everyone has to like you. That's just not how the world works. And there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to change the way someone thinks about you, their impression of you. They don't know you, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, you don't need to be a people pleaser, you don't need to please everyone, you don't need to make everyone happy. Just concentrate on those that do support you, and you will do just fine. So, quickly going back to the wedding then. I'll just quickly wrap up with this now, because I think I've covered a lot. Wedding is booked for the end of this year. Our problem is that we are getting married in Italy. So that was another question, where are we getting married? It's in Italy and it's in Lake Como. We've actually paid for our wedding already. So the wedding's paid off, it's all done. And that's why we can't just cancel the wedding, because our deposits in Italy were 50%. So that was even the deposit, but we paid now. So it's Luke and I have paid it all off and it's done. If we were to cancel our wedding in Italy now, we would literally lose like about £10,000. So we'd just lose too much money. And to be fair, it's our dream. It has literally always been our dream to get married in Lake Como, and our venue is just absolutely incredible. It's so beautiful. It's gonna be so amazing. I can't give up on that as well, so we're just willing to wait. We're not in a rush, you know. Still quite calm about it, because it's all paid for and it's all organised and it's all done. There's just a few things to like confirm and stuff, you know, because it depends on the time of year as to what flowers you can have and all things like that. So it's just little things like that to finalise and sort out now, but a lot is already done, so I feel really like stress-free. If you saw my micro wedding chat, you'd see that it's a really small wedding as well. There's literally 10 of us. Really easy for me to organise. We've had to move our flights a few times, but it's been really simple and easy for me. It's just been brilliant. It's just been so easy, such a smooth process like my suppliers have been incredible as well, just moving everything, and if it can't go ahead at the end of this year, then we will just keep moving it a little bit until it can finally happen. But we're ready to go, so literally as soon as we get the okay to travel to Italy, because that's our only problem, is literally just getting to Italy. As soon as we can get to Italy, we'll basically go and get married, and that's it. Got it booked in for the end of the year, but I'm not really holding on to that, because if it comes to before that and earlier and we can get married sooner, we'll just do it, because everything's ready, and as long as everyone's available, yeah, it's gonna happen. So it's just gonna happen as soon as it can happen, basically. But yes, I do have my dress. I got my dress from House of Snow, so check them out. They have been absolutely brilliant with me as well. I love my dress. This was the first one I put on. It was a crazy experience for me, because I booked a few places and I always had my heart set on a Suzanne Neville dress. I was like, I'm gonna be in a Suzanne Neville dress. I'm gonna be a Suzanne Neville bride. I just thought it suited my style. And I went to House of Snow because they stock it. Anyway, I lined up about 6 Suzanne Neville dresses, and Harriet at House of Snow, she said to me, is there any other dresses you like? And I was like, well, there's one on Pinterest I really like, but I'm not sure, it's not very me, I don't know. She was like, let's just try it on. So we tried that one on first, and I fell in love. It felt amazing, and it just makes me excited talking about it, because I can't wait to like put it on and wear it, and I'm just, yeah, just getting really excited now. So hopefully it will all go to plan this year. I feel like I've been engaged forever. So many other things going on, like home renovation is crazy. That takes up so much of our time, and I put everything I've got into my business, so that's what I'm focusing on as well at the moment. So I've got lots of other things keeping me busy and lots of other things to focus on, and yeah. But yeah, that's that about the wedding. I'm doing my own makeup. So this is the thing, I kind of just want to know that it's definitely happening, because I want to do like countdown videos with you. I really want to vlog my whole wedding experience and bring you along with me and show you, because I absolutely love watching them videos. Same with the house as well, like I really need to get my arse into gear with filming more around the house. But I promise you, it's just things have been quite slow with the lockdown and people not being allowed in and stuff like that, and yeah, it's been quite slow, but I promise I will get better at this. Try and bring you along for loads of wedding stuff, getting my skin perfect for it, makeup trials, like wedding prep, all things like that. I promise there's more to come, and my channel's gonna be really good one day. Yeah, anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I hope you've learned a bit about me and got to know me a bit better. I hope it's given you some inspiration as well. I've rambled on for an hour again, so I'm gonna have fun editing this out, aren't I? Next week, I'm not gonna commit to a certain day of uploading videos. I've decided that I'm just gonna post them as and when I can, basically, and yeah, so I'm really sorry about that, but I'll try and be more regular. But when you get a video, you get a video, basically. It's just how I've got to do it at the minute. My businesses are just crazy at the moment. The Letterboxd facial, by the way, oh my god, we've literally got like 60 subscribers. Thank you so much, everyone, because that is keeping me so busy at the moment, and I just can't even thank you enough for it. It's been incredible. I'll link the website on the page. So if you don't know and you watch me on here, I did launch a business called the Letterboxd Facial during lockdown. It has just been a huge success, and yeah, I'm just really grateful. So thank you so much. Check it out. Check the website out. You know, it is what it says on the tin. They are just professional facials in a letterbox, but I've done them really nicely, so they make really nice gifts. We've got Mother's Day limited edition ones, we've got mother and daughter packages that come as like a 2-person's box. Just check out the website. Thank you so much for watching today's video and my video about me. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you soon.